first, we got to get Sam some new Nike sticky gloves, all right? So that's the first thing.
You're past the Nike store on
Thanks
the way
for
down,
helping out.
too.
Gotcha.
Well, your brother was throwing you some wobblers, too. Those were hard to catch. So I'm putting a lot of it on your brother today. I'm blaming him. Okay, so just to kind of rehash what we went through today, first thing we're really focusing on, that I focus with all my guys on, is their release. Their motion, their mechanics, their release. So the thing we're working on is a nice, short, compact stride length. I refer to the term thrown out of a phone booth. If I can throw out of a small, tight space on Friday nights or Thursdays, whether you're JV or varsity, I'm going to be more successful, because the higher level you get up and the better teams you play, the pocket's going to be more condensed. So we're really working on a shorter stride length so the kids don't get spread out and super long like Cam Newton did at the NFL Combine 2 years ago, when he was 9 for 17 with routes on air, which was really bad, but then he got coached up and got a lot better. So both their releases, both Dylan's release and Thomas's release, are very good. So we're just trying to get them consistent, so everyone is the same. So we're trying to build in that repetition to where you're not thinking about your release and your mechanics come Thursday or Friday night when you're playing games. That should become second nature, so you can kind of study your opponent, study your defense, and not be thinking about mechanics and such, okay? So we're focusing on those things: stride length, release. I think with Dylan, we're really focusing on keeping nice and tight and compact and not bending over our torso when we throw, because when he bends over his torso or his upper body, the ball tends to nosedive and go down. And he's not super tall yet, like a Drew Brees or something, so we want you to play up on your toes and play as tall as you can. And when you finish and throw, we need to finish nice and tall, not down, bent like this where I pull the ball down with me. Okay, and I think Thomas, one of the main things, a couple things you need to really focus on is staying more relaxed. Okay, in the Seattle camp, you have a tendency to kind of hold your breath sometimes, kind of be a little bit more tense and a little bit more rigid. And in order to play this game like a Drew Brees or a Aaron Rodgers or a RG3, they play really relaxed. Joe Montana, Steve Young, all those guys are very relaxed guys. I was pretty relaxed back in the day, sometimes too relaxed. But and secondly, when Thomas is throwing to the left, and I think it goes for Dylan too, and you guys will see those, you videoed them. But when Thomas is throwing left, he has a tendency to be closed, so his left shoulder, left hip will be closed, which equals long stride and peg leg. And when you throw with a peg leg, the ball tends to nosedive down and he loses velocity on it. So what I'm teaching them is a short, compact stride, keeping the weight on the ball on my left foot, like I'm delivering a knockout punch, or I'm creating that power when I throw the ball. It's nice and effortless, and I'm using these bigger muscles to create the velocity rather than just all arm, okay? And he got a lot better at it as we went along in the day, and he threw some outs to his left that were really good. And your last 3 or 4 outs, Dylan over here, 5 with no hits, were excellent, okay? So really, that's kind of what we focused on today. We worked on a little move stuff, a little naked and bootleg stuff that they run in their offenses off the fly sweep. Him from under center. Tomorrow we'll both do you guys out of the shotgun, working on some naked and zone fakes. And so for me today was kind of a lot of discovery day, especially for Dylan, and kind of reevaluating you since we've been together in May. And tomorrow will be a big moving day, okay? We'll get a tight end out here. He's going to work out some with us, and then I'll get Mike Belotti's son, Sean Belotti's going to come out here and catch. And he's going down to Cal Lutheran to play receiver and kicker and punter down there. So he'll come out and catch. So we'll kind of pick the tempo up a little bit tomorrow. But my main goal is when you guys leave here again, taking 3, 4, 5 pieces of meat with you that you can work on and practice these next 5 weeks before two-a-days start. And then you're going to be mechanically and fundamentally a lot better when two-a-days start, and you're going to be throwing the ball effortlessly, which is what we want to get you to. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry you have to